Yeah, it's fucking on.
Why are you mad?
Because you're screaming and hollering.
I ain't fucking hollering about shit.
Usual.
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, right.
I'm just fucking sitting
You run your
here.
mouth 24/7. I don't know when you're quiet.
Big mouth cocksucker, fuck off.
There you go.
Yep.
You said it.
Alright, are you done bitching? What we got here is called a torque box. Now this holds your frame structure in place that mounts it to the unibody, which gives it the strength of all the horsepower and torque that comes off the motor and the transmission. Do you understand what I'm saying, baby?
I hear you.
So this torque box, this pile of shit thing right here, this aftermarket junk, because that's what these are, these here are more junk fucking shit than anything that we put on, because these motherfuckers are a pain in the fucking ass. Alright, this cocksucker goes inside here. Basically, where the fuck are we at? It's a nightmare. I believe it goes in there just like this. We'll figure it out in a minute. But before we even attempt to put those on, we have got to finish welding our frame rail to the firewall. It's a big fucking weld job. Let me tell you something. Taking all that shit apart, that's the easy job. Putting it all back together, that's the fucking hard job.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Job of taking it apart.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Why would you say that?
I mean, think about it. It's just obvious.
Yeah, real obvious. And this is the kind of shit that pisses you off. It's a big major fucking situation and you gotta get it done. Of course, we saved the worst for last. These fucking torque boxes. Where's my fucking helmet at, bitch? Okay, this is a situation. You see this color here? See how that's silver and this is black?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking shit. It's the same fucking shit. You still gotta grind it down and you still gotta sand it and you still gotta do all this fucking shit. Alright? You know, they're claiming that this is the high-tech fucking E-coat shit that you don't have to sand down to weld. But if you notice when I'm welding, it's popping a lot. You know why? Because there's a coat there. There's a coat between the metal and you still got to grind it down. So whether you get the black or you get the silver, it's still the same fucking shit. Don't let them fucking fool you. There's so many sales scams out there, so much shit out there that, you know, makes it sound like it's just an easy fucking job. We're making it easier for you.
Now what you see Pete doing here, laying on his back, welding upside down, takes a lot of practice, a lot of time to do it right and to make sure.
Bitch! Motherfucking spark just fucking got me on my shoulder.
Ouch!
Fuck ass.
As I was saying, you have to make sure that your welds are hot enough so that it penetrates deep enough so that they won't break.
tell them that you got a weld where you don't burn through it as well. Burn through it, then you're fucked.
Absolutely. That's another big thing, too.
Burn a hole.
If you burn a hole in the metal, then your strength is going to be gone. Because the metal's gone. Then you got to weld your hole up and basically start all over. So you really got to take your time. When you first start out welding, you want to practice on stuff. Don't think you're just going to be able to pick up that welding gun and just go for it. It takes a lot of practice.
So, we got to figure out which fucking torque box goes where. I think I've already trimmed this down, so yeah, I already started this. But I think it's going to be this one. If I remember right. And this ain't even going to fit in here. Look, this doesn't even fucking fit, man. There is no fucking way that's going to fit. This lip right here rides along this lip here. Do you see what I'm saying? And then this rides across the bottom. So that's telling me, do I put the bottom rails on first and then this? Or does this go on first and the bottom rails? I would suggest that the bottom rails go on first and before the torque boxes. So we're not putting torque boxes on yet. Because now we got to put these bitches on. And you know what the problem is with these bitches? You want me to show you?
They don't fit either?
Oh, they fit on there, but they're a half an inch too fucking wide. Remember?
No, I don't
The big frame rails, the floor supports for the... Yeah, they're a fucking half an inch too wide. Right here. So now we got to modify those cocksuckers before we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish welding this shit up. And then we'll come back and figure out how we're going to get those fuckers on to get her done and be done with the fucking thing. I got welding to do upside down. We'll be back. Frame rails that go underneath. They're the frame rail extensions on the front end of the car. Now, you're looking at them right side up, I guess, or upside down. Because actually, these are the way they go. Like they're like that. And then, of course, they go down here. If many can follow me with the camera. And they're the extension that goes onto our frame rail that goes under the floor. Now, remember when we used our crow's foot? Where's it at? Where's the big one? All right. Remember that crow's foot thing? Well, from the factory, this is a situation where we got all these line-up holes and everything that makes it line up like it's supposed to. If we come over here, and then if we look right here, bring that camera in here, you see a hole right there. That is a line-up hole for these right here. This is actually a factory line-up hole that they designed to line these up at the factory so they go on perfect every time. Now, what would happen is there would be an assembly guy, line guy, and he'd be on this side, and there'd be another guy, and then they would take this thing here, of course, I'm sure it would be on the side or something, and they'd slap this up there, and then the other guy would take a tool and go like this, and then it would go down in this hole here and line it up, and then they'd spot weld it on there. So, if you can kind of visualize the frame rail coming through the car like we're looking at it in x-ray vision, this is basically where that frame rail is going to sit, just like that, underneath the floor. Now another thing is if you look at this tab right here, you can see that tab comes to an end. It's an endless tab that says, hey, I stop right there. Okay, now if you look at these ridges in the floor, see these ridges, these ribs you call? All right, there's actually a rib underneath this pan right here that is at the same vertical or horizontal, whichever you're looking at there, angle, and then this tab should end right at that situation. Do you see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So come on under, we're going to look at it and see, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Look what I'm doing here. Okay, we're just gonna do that just to temporarily show. Now, if you come on down here with the camera, over down that side, or over here, I don't give a fuck where. All right, you would take.
Hang on, let me get down here.
Okay, so you would take your frame rail extension, and then you would line it up. See how I'm doing that? And then that would fit over there, just like that, and then that's how that would go on. Now, if you look right here, see this tab right here I was talking about? All right, that's another thing. That should line up. Now, of course, we're working with aftermarket shit here, so it ain't going to be perfect. All right, and I'm going to show you what I mean when I'm saying aftermarket. But that's where it lines up, and that's what that hole is for, to line that up. So you don't have to measure shit. That's a line-up situation. One more thing we got. I want you all to pay attention to this. Look at this fucking cocksucker here. Do you see what I'm looking at?
There's a big gap.
There's a big fucking hole there. I'm going to tell you why. This is an aftermarket part. 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 This was made at a factory in Canada. This was made at a factory in Taiwan. From two different places. The situation is that they cannot, these aftermarket companies cannot make these identically 100% exactly like Ford. Because that way they are taking a copyright from Ford. So they have to make the piece in a different aspect. It looks like it and it will work, but you got to modify it to work. So what we got to do here is we got to figure out what the fuck are we going to do with this bitch to make it work right. Because it is fucked in the ass. Do you understand?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more cussing and screaming and
So,
hollering.
this is what we are going to do. We are going to take this section here, and I'm sure it goes all the way down to here. You see where my hand is?
Yeah.
All right, so I am going to go ahead and measure from where this is right here. We'll draw a line here, and then I will measure to that, and then we will have to take this piece here, all right, and we will have to notch it out, notch this piece out and overlap it, lay it on top. So then what will happen is this will be in there, and then we'll take that section and lay it on there where it looks flush, and then weld it all back together. Because that's the fucking deal you got.
So you're going to bend it, basically?
No, I'm going to actually literally cut a square out. I'm going to cut a notch out just like this. Do you see what I'm talking about? I'm going to cut. Watch my finger, baby. And then I'm going to take this off.
Oh! Hey, I get it. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I didn't get it, man. I was like, well, that's funny.
And then once we get that in place where we want it, I will take that piece that I cut out and slide it on there.
Yeah.
I will trim it off to fit so it will fucking work.
I see. Okay.
So before we even do that, if you notice here, this has been primed. This is bare metal. Alright, we can't install that as bare metal. We can't do that. You know why?
It'll rust.
What does it look like right there?
It's getting rusty.
If I weld this on there and water gets in there, it'll rot and rust. It'll be a waste of time, a waste of fucking energy, and it's going to be a ridiculous situation because...
So you got to prime those before
That's
you
right. We have got to prime these in epoxy primer.
So that means you can't weld them on tonight.
We can't weld them tonight. We're fucked.
But you can paint them tonight.
So I want to thank everybody out there. This is Memorial Weekend. This is a Memorial Weekend, 3-day weekend, and my friend Pete's working on Memorial Weekend. On a fucking Mustang so I can get it done and get my fucking money.
Yeah, but we always work, Pete.
I wanted to go ride my motherfucking bike at Palador Canyon. Get some sandpaper. I want you to sand the inside of these while I mix the primer up. Because we gotta wait 30 fucking minutes before we can even spray that on. We gotta let it activate.
You know, I've always wondered about that activating stuff. I would just wonder if that's just a built-in brake, you know? I don't know. Maybe not. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Alright, we finally got these motherfuckers primed. Did I tell you this was a long fucking weekend? Did I tell you that this is Memorial Weekend? Did I tell you this is a 3-day, possibly 4-day fucking weekend? Me and Minnie were supposed to go to Amarillo, Texas. We were supposed to go to Palador Canyon and ride our bikes. We were supposed to. Instead, I'm down here working on this fucking cocksucker. Today is Memorial Day. Today is Monday, Memorial Day. It's a fucking holiday. My friend Pete's working. I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there working. Alright? And I'm not whining and crying, but what I am doing is bitching and complaining. I'm bitching and complaining because I have the option not to fucking work. But instead, I am here working to get this cocksucker fucking done. If you look right there, you can see those are primed. These are primed, ready to go. They came out really nice. Now what we did to those, the owner had purchased these fucking things, all right? And I thought they were a mismatched fucking, mixed stamped fucking piece of shit that these aftermarket parts are. So I bought some other ones. I bought some other ones because if you remember, we were down there and there was a big gap right here. No, all right? The other ones were exactly the fucking same way. I took those back and got my money back. So we have got to modify these to work. Now, what I was going to do, I was planning on notching this out and moving it up, but that ain't going to work because then what's going to happen, we're going to have a notch right here, all right? And we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to splice it down this edge right here and then down this edge. Of course, I'm going to measure it. I don't want to splice too much off. And then I will mold this into the fucking frame rail, and then I'll cut the excess off and then weld this edge back together. It's a big fucking job because this is the aftermarket fucking world we're in now. This is the world of, hey, my part's better than yours even though it comes from the same exact fucking factory. So let's get these motherfuckers on the ground so we can get to fucking work. All right, before we put this up in here, what we got to do is we basically have got to figure out where the fuck this is going to be sliced. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're going to have to slice that right there. And if you look right here, you can see where this frame rail ends right at the firewall itself. This frame rail basically ends, I would say that it's approximately maybe a quarter of an inch away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this on there just like that, because we know that's going to go on there. And then we're going to kind of get it where it's lined up, just like that. And then we're going to take our magic marker just like this, get that open. And then while we're laying here, we are going to mark our frame rail, just like this. And then what that's going to do, that's going to tell us where we need to splice our rail so we can go ahead and form fit it to our frame rail here. Alright, remember I was telling you about left and right, and everything on the left side is exactly the same on the right side? Well, it's going to be the same situation on these right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line those up just like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and get all this shit out of the fucking way, because now I'm getting claustrophobic here, because we got so much fucking shit. It's fucking... Damn it! Look at this fucking mess we got. Look at this fucking mess. Can't even fucking work. It's fucking bullshit. Pathetic fucking bullshit. Get the fuck, bitch! Back to what we were talking about here. We got the left, we got the right. The left is like the right's like the left. Everything's the fucking same. We're gonna line it up just like that. Do you see how I did that? Where the fuck is my magic marker? We're gonna take the magic marker. We're gonna draw a line straight across here. That's all we fucking need, one fucking line. Wow, that's it. Get that cocksucker out of the way. Take this motherfucker like that. Take our fucking vice grips just like this to hold that bitch down so it doesn't move, because this is our third hand. This is our third hand today because it's a holiday. It's a fucking holiday and everybody's sitting at home except my friend Fuck Off Pete. Now there's two options of cutting this at my shop. One option probably for you. I can go ahead and use my plasma cutter and cut straight down that lip right there, or I can go ahead and use my handy dandy 4-inch grinder. That's not fucking working. What the fuck is going on, bitch? Of course it came unplugged. So what we're going to do is use our 4-inch grinder. We're not going to use the fucking plasma cutter on this because it'll just gouge it out. We want a nice precise cut, so when we put it back down there, we'll be able to bend this in place like it's supposed to be and then cut the excess off. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch, listen, and learn. Motherfucker came on by itself, you fucking bastard. Fuck! And there's fucking two. Do you see what I fucking did there? Do you see how I fucking notched that out? Look. Okay? Let's get back down on the ground there. Let's get this cocksucker done. Let's get her fucking done. Alright, now that we cut them out and we're down on the ground, we're getting her done. What we're going to do is we're going to slide this bitch back up into the hole here. Okay, we just almost did the wrong side. Alright. Remember, the boxed end goes toward the back. And then we'll get that lined up where we want it so it looks level. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tack screw that in. But you know what? I need another hand to fucking hold that because it's gonna fucking fall. So we gotta get our other fucking hand over here to get this bitch done. And since I'm here alone today, there's only one fucking hand that I can think of. Alright, I just found my other hand. Let me slide that bitch in here and we'll get this shit done. There it is, right there, see? It's called the big hand. It's called the big hand of the shop, the hand that's gonna fucking do what we gotta do. Hand. That's what kind of fucking hand it is. And if you're looking at what I'm looking at, that's one of the handiest hands you can have in your shop when you're working upside down on a fucking car. We'll get that bitch in there. Just like that. Get that motherfucker where it's supposed to go. Get it all lined up. Just like that. Right there. Just like that. And there's our fucking hand. Just like that. Hands are handy fucking items when you use the right hand for the right fucking job. Now, while that's up there like that, I'm looking at the situation here, and I'm telling myself that, what do I got to do, Pete? What do we got to do next? I'll tell you what we're going to do next, and it's very simple and easy. If I can find my fucking air hose, you motherfucker. Way in the fuck over there. Like a fucking snake. Slithering away, you bitch. Fucking bitch. Fuck! Oh, come on, you fucker. Alright. We're going to go ahead and tack screw this to the floor while our floor jack is holding it up in the air. And that way we can take the jack down and work. So we're going to tack screw it right here. And another thing, when you tack screw this in, this is important, you want to get right in the center of that lip. And I'm going to show you why in a second. Alright, there's one on that side. Make sure you put at least 2 screws in it, one on each side, so it won't fucking move on you. Once again, you want to get right in the center of that. I guess you can call it flange. I guess you can say that's a flange, is what that is. And that's what you got to do. Now we can go ahead and let our jack down, get it out of the way. We don't need it anymore. And if you look, you can see that our frame rail is basically installed in the car. Basically, temporarily anyway. So we know we got to bend this up, we know that, but we also got a few other things we got to do. So now that the floor jack is out of the way, we're going to go ahead and put a couple more screws in it to secure it tightly. Because we don't want it moving around on us. Just like that. And I think that'll work. I really do. Because what we're going to do, we are not going to drill this rail out. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to mark it on the floor, and we are going to drill our holes in the floor due to the fact that that metal right there, and I'm going to show you this one, this is a thicker gauge steel. So welding to this is going to make it a better, stronger weld than trying to weld upside down and weld this way going this way. We're going to actually, if you can visualize that, here's the floor right here. We will be welding from the floor around. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. Let's make it easy. Let's make it simple because the day's already starting off like fucking shit. So now that we got our screws, all right, we know where our screws go. What we can do now is take our magic marker and we're going to mark right here. We're going to go all the way around this fucker, and I wish they made white magic markers. I really do. I really fucking do. Boy, that would really be a big fucking help. You know, if I had a white fucking magic marker. And I know they make white paint pens, but paint pens are hard to deal with in this type of business because paint pens are a fucking joke. But we got her done anyway. Now that we got that marked out, we can go ahead and take these off. And it doesn't matter, we know exactly where that's going to go because of our screw holes here. So we'll go ahead and loosen that one down. And then of course we'll get this one off. And then we'll take that off. And now we know that on the inside of this line, right where them screws are, we got to drill our holes out to what can we say, spot weld this on from the top. Do you see what I'm saying? So that made it a nice handy dandy situation right there. Okay, now that we have marked it all out and everything's ready to drill, calls for extra protection. This is a face shield, and the reason I'm using this, even though I have my safety glasses on, I'm going to be drilling upside down, and I don't want any of them metal shavings getting in my eyes whatsoever. I've had that happen to me before, and let me tell you something, it fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks, because you have to have it laser burned out. They open your eyeball up. If anybody's ever seen the movie Clockwork Orange, where they open his eyeball up so he can't shut his eye, and then they take this fucking laser and they burn this cocksucker out, and then you got blurry vision for 2 or 3 days. So it's better to go ahead and protect yourself instead of fuck yourself up. So we're going to go ahead and drill these out just like as if we were drilling for any other spot weld. The only difference is we're going to be doing it upside down. Now I'm going to start with a 1/4 inch drill bit because it's smaller. Once I get all my holes done, then I will go to the bigger section, the bigger drill, and I will drill it from up top. All right, now that we got them all drilled out on the bottom, let's go up to the top and drill them out one more time. All right, before we put this back up there, you notice I drilled those out. I'm going to go ahead and grind this metal down right here, and what that's going to do, that's going to give me a nice surface to weld on. Now there is a couple right here I'm not going to be able to drill through the floor because that's where our seat threshold pan fuck off thing is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 holes in this area right here that will compensate. So I'll have to weld these 2 upside down, but all the rest of them I'll be able to get from the bottom, the top. All right, now that we got everything ready to install, we're going to go ahead and get our screws, and we're going to line our screw holes up. Just like this. Because we know that the screw is going to line us up, see? Just like that. Fucking bitch. What a fucking crap. And then we're going to go ahead and put one more on the other side. Like that. Now we can go up on top, finish it out, and then we'll come back down and get all this fucking done. All right, now that we have screwed it on the bottom, we know where all our spot welds are. What I went ahead and did is I went ahead and put 4 extra screws on the top to suck it together very tightly, and now it's ready to start welding it in place. Now that we went ahead and installed it upside down, we went ahead and drilled our holes in our floor. We know exactly where our rail is, and you can see by doing that, It's making it very, very simple. Let me grab my body hammer because we're going to do that. It's making it a very simple situation of welding all this together. The floor is thinner than the rail itself. The floor is probably 18 gauge, whereas the brace is made out of 16 gauge, which makes it a better penetrational type weld when you are doing this type of a situation. What I'm doing now, I'm taking my body hammer and I'm pounding down, making sure that everything is very tight and snug as I'm welding. I went ahead and installed 4 other screws inside here to suck it together from the top. And when we get done welding, we'll take all them screws out and weld those holes up as well. Alright, our floor brace is now installed, and I'm going to go ahead and install the other one the same exact way. When we come back, we're going to finish those out and tie them into our fucking frame rail off the front end. We'll be back. I got to keep working. It's Memorial Day. I want to get this fucker done. I want this motherfucker done, and I want it done ASAP. I'll be back. Alright, we got our frame rails installed. Both of them are done. And you can see right there, we got some heavy duty welding going on. We got some nice, good, thick spot welds / plug welds that have been applied to our frame rails from the inside up on top instead of upside down on the bottom. What this is going to do, this is going to give us that nice factory look that we're looking for. We're not going to have to worry about slag and all this other shit. And our rails are going to look like they were put on at the factory when you look at the bottom of the vehicle. So that's the situation we have by doing it the way that I did it. The only problem we have now is this fucking rail right here that is actually too big for the fucking situation that has been arisen. And what that is right there. So you can see why we went ahead and sliced our frame rail like that, because we want to go ahead and be able to push that up on there, and then we will go ahead and splice that and roll it over and weld it together. I'm leaning more toward rolling it over and welding it on. That would give it more strength if I did that right there, and then take this lip right here and roll it around on each side. But before we do that, we've got to go ahead and put some spot welds on our frame rail right in this area right here, because I want to weld those to the frame rail of the front apron, alright? And then we can go ahead and clean the bottom of our fucking frame rail fucking extensions up, and hopefully everything will look nice. Alright, here's our frame rail right here. Now this is our right hand side frame rail, the one that we've been filming the whole time. And this is where we spliced it right here. You can see where I spliced it so we can lay this up on top of the frame rail. But what I want to do before we do all that and get all this in shape, I want to go ahead and weld a couple holes right here. Now we're going to do the 5/16 action because we want some thick welds there. And then we are going to sandwich this to this rail. Alright, this is our apron rail, which actually ties into the firewall area right here, and we'll sandwich that together and then weld that on there. Why this fucking lip is here, I don't have the vaguest idea, but it's there, and if we have to get rid of it, we'll do that. But right now, what we want to do is get this mounted to this frame rail here to make one. So once again, I'm going to get my face shield out because we're upside down here and we are working upside down, and I want to protect my eyeballs. And then I'll go ahead and take my drill with a 5/16 drill bit, and then we'll go ahead and drill some spot weld holes right here. And then once that's done, now we can go ahead and spot weld our rail to our apron. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and bend our frame rail here up inside there. Before I do that though, I'm going to go ahead and drill some holes so I can weld the bottom of this to the bottom of our apron. Now we can go ahead and bend that up inside there to give it a nice form fit. And I noticed that the apron rail is skinnier than the fucking frame rail, which is our aftermarket fucking junk piece of shit motherfucker that we gotta deal with. Where the fuck are my fucking pliers? So we're going to go ahead and bend this out. Son of a bitch, motherfucker, man. Where is my fucking fuck? I'll go ahead and bend this out so we can get this bitch in here. Just like that. And then, while I'm holding that right there, I'm going to go ahead and weld that on. And this is what we call upside down fuck off welding. Bitch. Motherfucker. Fuck! Damn it. I forgot to grind the fucking metal! Bitch! Tell you, when you're welding upside down, you definitely want to make sure you got metal to fucking metal. Damn that motherfucking bitch. Fuck. Set on. Fuck. Motherfucking heat's too fucking high on my motherfucking welder. Motherfucker. Shit. The fucking heat was too high and it was just melting. It wasn't fucking penetrating it. You got to have your fucking welder set precise for what the fuck you're doing here. Because if you don't, you're wasting your fucking time. And I'm wondering if that's what the fuck I'm doing on this bitch. Wasting my fucking time. This is not an easy fucking job. Welding upside fucking down. Motherfucker. Well, let's try that bitch one more fucking time. That sounds more like it. Fucking bitch. Now, what I'm going to do, and it probably might not be factory, but it's the way that this piece of shit was made, all right, and we're sitting here upside down. What I am going to do is I am going to bend these lips over and then weld them on. And I'm going to go get my fucking cutting torch to make it even easier. I'm going to heat this corner up right here. Just like that. Now we have molded our fucking frame rail extension to fit our aftermarket apron frame rail, which is a pile of shit, but we made it fucking work. Do you see what I'm talking about here? This is a situation that says do what you gotta fucking do to make the shit right. Well, I will weld that up. And then if the owner decides that he wants this put on a rotisserie, then we will flip it over and we will do some body work to it where we'll all mold in and look pretty beautiful and clean. If this was my car, I would put the motherfucker together, weld it up, grind it down, and be done with it. I don't give a fuck about concourse restorations. I don't give a shit. If I build a car, I'm driving the motherfucker. Okay, we just got done installing our floor extension frame rails onto the vehicle, and I'm going to tell you something. That was an all-day fucking job. Alright, doing that shit upside down like that is a fucking nightmare. Putting them motherfuckers on and modifying a part that you purchase that's supposed to fit is a fucking job. Let's take a look at them. Let's see what we got. I want to warn you, the welds have not been cleaned up. I have not grinded anything down yet. But they're fucking done. Let's see what we got. So if we look right there, you can see the extreme fucking situation we had with these frame rails is that either our fucking apron frame rail is not correct, or the extension itself is not correct, but you can kind of basically see what we had to do to get the motherfucker on there and to actually sandwich it all together. I went ahead and opted out of rolling the metal over and then welding it on too. That way we kind of like wrap it up, sandwich it together, and it's a nice super tight fit instead of where we at there it is. Instead of cutting that lip off and then welding it together, I went ahead and wrapped it around to give it more security and more strength. We also did this side over here the same fucking way. You can see there it is right there. And it was not an easy fucking job. It wasn't an easy job. Everything on this was basically upside down except for welding inside the floor. But they're done and they're brand new and they are ready to grind and finish out to make it look like the concourse restoration that the owner wants. An all-day fucking job putting that in, or should I say both of them, putting those in. And we haven't even seen the worst yet, because looks like the worst is going to be the last. And what we're talking about is them cocksucker motherfuckers right there, the things we call torque boxes. If this car would have had the original front apron section on it and the original side curtains there where our fucking hinge post is welded to, these probably would have fit in there perfect. But from using all these aftermarket parts and all these fucking different name brand bullshit fucking crap, I don't even know where these fuckers are from. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know. These might be the cheapest, most inexpensive ones made. These might be the most expensive ones made. Who fucking knows? You can already see on that edge right there where I had to trim that out. That's pretty common on all of these fucking torque boxes, that has to be trimmed out. But we got to do a lot more trimming than that, because we got to get them cocksuckers to fit in that space right there. We're not doing it today. We won't be doing that today. But when we do, you'll be right there with my friend Pete, with the trials and tribulations of getting her done and doing it right, and hopefully getting her done. We'll see you then. Take it easy. Don't give up. Don't fucking quit. If you gotta work on that fucking holiday, who gives a shit? It's just another fucking day. Because tomorrow you'll wake up and it'll be a new day, and today will be history. Take pride in what you do and always be happy with what you do. And if you don't like it, it's just a fucking thing. It's a fucking material item. It's a nothing. Start over and do it again. And again. And do it one more fucking time until it's fucking done. We'll see you later.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.